So I should be live right now. Let us wait for team captain Mark Horne to join us in a few seconds. Nobody's watching us, so there's no need to talk about anything at all because I'm just talking for myself. Okay, great. Now we have one spectator. Hello, dear random spectator. We just realized that we had supposed to be live yesterday. But those sessions are recorded anyway, so that's not a big deal. I was just saying that we are waiting for team captain Mark Horne to join. Usually we go live right on point, right at the time when we were scheduled to go live, but obviously we are late, roughly 24 hours. So that's why we haven't set the team broadcast up yet, but here he is.
That's better.
Mark, hello. Hello to everybody.
Hello.
We have right now a couple of spectators. We are already live, and I just said that, I did a mistake, and we were supposed to be live 24 hours ago, but as we both figured out before, it doesn't matter at all because those sessions are recorded, and everybody can just, see what we are talking about later on, and also, this way we can share the news about what has been keeping us busy in the last days and weeks. So happy! I'm happy to say hello to you, Mark. It's an honor to have you on the show because I think there's nobody else in Europe who is longer in touch with Zoot than you, and Tracy, your beloved wife, right?
It makes me feel old.
That was not my intention, and I just wanted to emphasize that if there is somebody who has questions about Zoot, you are obviously one of the persons to ask.
I will try my hardest.
Yeah, perfect. So before we dive into your history with a little bit more time and to dive into more details, I just want to say a few things about what kept us busy within the last days in our company. Mm-hmm. And that is obviously our other part of the business, selling indoor cycle trainers. We are also distributing the Jetlag trainers, the brand Jetlag in Europe, and have just received 2 cans over the last week containing those indoor smart trainers, those Volt trainers we have been advertising so far. And as you can imagine, with it being really cold outside and everybody being stuck at home, we have been shipping quite a lot of them, and our only a small team with currently 3 people, 4 people, and a few part-time employees. And we try to keep the staff number low. And I think, Mark, right now I can hear myself twice. Maybe it's better now. Perfect.
There we go. Hang on.
I think you need to adjust something. And we have you twice in the broadcast studio.
Which one have you got? Hang on, give me just a second. No, I'm gonna kill that one. Here we go. Just leave that one live.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's better. Great. So I just was about to say that we were shipping those trainers in the last weeks. On the Zoot side, nothing really new happened. You saw a lot of accessories maybe going live in the States, like the ponchos, towels, and other accessories. We are looking into putting them on our shelves as well. So there is stuff coming over the next weeks, especially those ponchos. A lot of people have been requesting them, and we are getting a huge load of them to basically have them never out of stock. So that's what we're looking into right now. We have been growing our custom business. We, as you know, we also supply triathlon teams all around Europe with custom clothing. And we have been doing some work in the back scene in our backyard, and had been cleaning up our configurator and some other stuff, and are looking to see the fruits growing over the next weeks and months. And something else which kept me really busy is switching our shop system to most likely Shopify. That's not yet settled for us that we are going with Shopify, but maybe you will see in the near future a new look and design of our web shop, which is most likely looking as the same as the zootsports.com page. Yeah, and I mean, that's basically what has happened over the past weeks in January. I hope you saw those team rides taking place. We had a big first January New Year's ride and gave out some prizes. And those rides kept on a weekly basis. Right now we're meeting each week. Mark, please correct me. We are meeting each week, Friday, 6 p.m. Right, Friday, 6 p.m. European time and UK time, 5 p.m. Right? Or did it change?
It changes, I think, on a few weeks. But I think tomorrow, I believe I've signed it. I think it's Ollie's ride tomorrow. So I think tomorrow might be 6 your time, European time.
Okay.
But perfect. We can check. I'll check while we're on in a minute.
That's great, because I was not able to participate in those rides before January, and I just started to get up my. We've
noticed you there.
Yeah, it was fun, and I'm already looking forward to join you tomorrow again.
Good lad.
Yeah, but that said, that's maybe a good transition to what you've been doing in the past weeks. So I mean, obviously you were part of those group rides already for quite a while. Did you?
Yep.
I mean, maybe I should start different. Everybody who doesn't know you should know you after our live broadcast, but I think everybody who's watching should be aware of who you are. You are our Team Zoot UK captain from the start, and you.
I am. Yeah.
And maybe I can share my screen to show.
Oh no.
I mean, I could show also your Instagram profile, because you posted some really impressive pictures over the last month. Let me see, where is my browser?
Probably like you guys. Our original lockdown way back last year, I just got in a habit of posting every single day, thinking the lockdown would be about a month. I exhausted my photos in about 5 weeks.
I mean, it was really fun to see all the pictures coming in on a daily basis, but you kept posting quite some interesting pictures over the last month as well. Maybe you can just show your Team Zoot UK profile picture that's on our page. I would guess this was this summer.
Yeah, that was one of, I think, 3. As a few guys, there's another UK Zooter, a guy called Scott. He literally crammed about 6 races in the space of 5 weeks. Totally crazy. But there's a few of us. A few races came up, and I think we did about 3 in 4 and 4 races in 5 weeks. Completely broke ourselves. So I think that was the first or second week after lockdown.
I mean, that's a good thing to keep up the spirit, and you totally seem focused in this picture, to be honest.
To be fair,
how long have you
if
been
he's
racing?
Listening, Chris Chill was how long? This is what everybody wants to know. 1988. 32 years ago.
That's impressive. So I guess you have completed more races than somebody else completed training sessions. And I don't want to feel you old, so that's
no. I am old. I remember way back when we used to think people used to post in the 90s. They've done 100 triathlon, and we used to think, wow, that's amazing. You've done 100 triathlons, and I think now my CV would show probably close to 250.
Wow, that's impressive.
Crazy. And I'm not giving up yet. I'm nowhere near giving up.
I mean, triathlon is your passion, I guess. Something like this doesn't go away from one day to the other. So everybody can feel why you're not giving it up so far. So
I think you're going to have
keep
to
racing
carry
and
me out.
training.
Exactly. And to be, I mean, how many other sports can you literally go to, every corner of the globe, and so you turn a holiday. We were turning vacations into triathlon and running trips. So we don't know what a regular holiday for some people is. It means a vacation is pack your kit and where are we going?
But that's interesting. How do you deal with tapering before race if you want to see, for example, Disneyland in Florida, or do you take, I don't know, a scooter, or what's your strategy on keeping your legs fresh for the race?
It would depend. It depends on the race, really. Something like Florida was really hard because we joke about the roads in the UK being bad and dangerous. You cannot ride in certain places in Florida. It's crazy, really? Okay. Crazy. So yeah. I mean, I remember some guys on know they've done 70.3 Florida. It used to be at Disney, and there are literally no roads to cycle around there. So you have to find a housing development and just do loops and loops and loops for days around the housing development, because the risk of being killed on the roads is crazy.
That's maybe why they did Daytona on the speedway, on the racetrack.
Oh, how good was that? How good was that?
It was fun to see, but I didn't expect to be the roads in Florida to be so dangerous. But I mean, it's good to know that you should be careful if you go out for rides on those roads. But coming back to the,
I think because it's like a lot. Yeah, go on.
Yes, please.
Go on, Manuel.
I just wanted to go back to the
because we've done some applications before.
Yeah.
You tend to sort of know where you're going, and you have an idea of what the roads are like. Germany's great. Frankfurt, awesome. You could go and cycle around Frankfurt, no problem at all. Wiesbaden and great places like that. But America, it's totally different.
So if we have anybody listening, and now Vincent Felix Barcher, he's going over to the States if the race is going to take place, to the World Championships 70.3 in St. George, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think he was. It should be a huge place for triathletes, and I think the roads will be better around this region. But what I wanted to say is that here's a small distribution of the members in the United Kingdom, and you can see that we have a lot of people living nearby each other, and that's what we're really looking for, as I tend to say this more or less every time, but we want to bring people together with the team. And if you don't see yourself on the map and you should be there, please reach out and let us know. We noticed some addresses or we don't post the exact addresses, we just post the cities to respect privacy. But if you are missing, please let us know. We would fix this and put your spot on the map. This is what I wanted to say about the map. Somebody just said that the race tomorrow is at 6 p.m. UK time, so I guess it's 7 p.m. Central Europe time.
Your time.
Yep. Right.
Beautiful.
Right. You.
We will see you then.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking about when you crossed Zoot's routes for the first time. How did you get in touch with Zoot? How did you ever come across this brand? And I mean, Zoot is born, or is maybe a little bit longer on the market than you're racing, since 1983. But when did you cross Zoot's routes?
So, some guys will know. Obviously now Zoot is independently owned. Previously, it was bought out by K2, and then before that, it was Zoot owned again. The UK sales rep had been a friend of mine, friend of my brother's, for a really long time, and he wanted to put Zoot in a local bike shop. This is back in about 2007. And he reached out to this bike store and said that they wanted to put some like new Zoot shoes then and some kit on an athlete. And before everyone gets excited, it wasn't me, it was Tracy. So they kitted her out with I think as back then a Zenith wetsuit, some clothing and some shoes. And of course, because I knew the sales rep, I piggybacked and I got some shoes and some stuff as well. And then I'm pretty certain that was 2008. And 2008, we actually met the Zoot guys at Ironman Florida. We were out there with Tracy and a really good friend of ours were doing it. Both racing on the pro that day. And we met them. Jake Jansen sent me some samples through the post about a month later. And that was it, 2008, 2009. We've both been Zooters ever since.
That's amazing, because Jake is still with Zoot and is still keeping up the business. I just talked to the Zoot USA office yesterday, and he's currently in charge of, or he takes care of, just processing all orders that are getting in on a daily basis. So he's still there as well, and as
cool.
A few other people as well.
We'll check email addresses, and I'd love to make contact with him after all these years.
Yeah, he's also on Strava, by the way.
I know.
I always feel jealous if the guys in the States are going out for a midday ride or for a midday run, and those pictures always look amazing. It's really insane.
See, those roads in the States, they are incredible roads to ride on. They are not dangerous at all.
Nope. The West Coast, or maybe specifically the southern part of California, it's really unbelievable how sportive everybody is around there. I mean, even if they are going surfing in the morning, that's really special about this place.
I could probably move there tomorrow.
Yep. But I mean, you're not only not only your sports triathlon, you also make a living out of it, right? You are a triathlon coach. Maybe you can tell us something about this, or how did this come across? When did you start coaching? What's your specialty? Please let us know more about it.
A long story, very short. I was in sales for a very long time. I was in sports sales when I met Tracy, and you know this really well. And anyone who's in sports sales, it is not a 9 to 5 job from Monday to Friday. You have expos on Saturday, expos on Sunday, and it was a pain. So doing what she did, she gave me an option. If you want to do something else for a living, now is the time to do it. So I booked my swim teacher's qualifications to do, and really, really randomly, the best thing of my life ever, I got made redundant from the sports sales business. So I had a month off to sort of assess. I did my swim teachers. I did my level 2. So number one, I am a swimming coach. I'm a full-time swimming coach. And for everyone in the UK, that's actually when we can open a swimming pool. So I haven't actually worked more than 5 weeks, embarrassingly, since March the 20th last year. I've done 6 weeks of work since nearly a year now. But as well as being a swim coach, obviously triathlon was the thing in the UK. A bit like your, I think is it the DTU in German?
Yes, it is.
Your federation. So we had the BTF, and the BTF back in about 2001 launched their federation's coaching plan. So I took my level 1, my level 2, and then the level 3, and I probably finished those in about 2007. So I've been coaching triathlon probably longer, but I've been a BTF level 3 since about 2007, and then last year, as you know, I did my Ironman U certified
Yep.
coaches as well last year as well.
Yep.
And that is it.
I mean, that's quite impressive. Combining, I mean, your passion with your professional life, and having this opportunity to do so is something which not everybody has, and can or want to take. So props for going this way. What did you
I'm pretty
notice
lucky.
throughout? What did you notice throughout? I mean, this year has been, or the last year has been special, of course. But what did you notice over the past, let's say, 2 decades, with respect to triathlon? You saw the Brownlees coming, you saw other people going and coming. Was there at some point a big hype towards triathlon? What stands out if
I
you
mean,
think
certainly
back?
in terms of the nation or me personally?
In terms of the nation
Or
overall,
both?
the trend in the United Kingdom, what was triathlon over the last 20 years in the United Kingdom?
I mean, it's been big for years because, pre the Brownlees, we still had, for the guys who know them, we had Spencer Smith, Simon Lessing, absolute legends of the sport. They progressed up from the standard, the Olympic distance, to Ironman, and Ironman really became the thing in the UK. If you hadn't done an Ironman, you weren't second class, but people wouldn't speak to you. But then 2012, after the Olympics, it totally changed. Every person in the country, even at the local Lidl, you'd have somebody at the checkout saying, are Johnny and Ali Brownlee going to win the gold medal? They were more famous than football players over here. So I think 2012 for the UK was massive.
Yeah. I think I listened to the podcast with Alistair Brownlee, and I don't know if it was on Breakfast with Bob, but someplace they were talking about those situations when they received the gold medals, and when they went out the day after, and everybody was just welcoming them and saying, "Hey, you can get in my place for sure. Just have a seat." And it was really fun to listen to what I think it was Alistair had to say about this.
On the Olympics, I mean, it's so many years ago now. There was this thing all over the media. You couldn't buy tickets. You couldn't, and we didn't leave it to the last minute. We just didn't get any. And then in the space of days, the tickets were coming available, and you could get them. And Tracy, 2 days before the men's final, the Olympic triathlon, we got grandstand seats, probably 50 meters from the finish. And to say it was, you guys know, we talk about, Ironman Frankfurt and Ironman Roth as the things. If for the guys who know, the finish line in Hyde Park, if you take Hawaii and all those massive races, Hyde Park was next level. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I can totally understand and see why, because
You should have been there.
having the Brownlees. I mean, at this time I was not about triathlon at all, so I wouldn't have understood what would have gone on. So it was better that you and Tracy were at the finish line at the time. Yeah.
You were still at school then, weren't you?
I was studying. Actually, I was studying. I finished my school in 2009 and did my bachelor's in 2012. Yeah, right. At the Olympics, I was maybe doing my semester abroad in the States, but I can't remember exactly.
Wow.
I was more into eating burgers and pizza at this time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why this was a big impact for I mean, triathlon overall, but especially for the United Kingdom, for your country, when the Olympics took place in your country, and you had the Brownlees, just rocking the show.
They were awesome.
Yeah. We haven't done any events in the United Kingdom coming to the current times. We haven't done any Team Zoot events in the United Kingdom so far from where I got over, but this is something we are looking into for the next, maybe not for the next month, but after this, we would be considering to host also events where I mean, you did a lot of events and races and gathered people around races, but having a dedicated Team Zoot meeting would be something we would be looking into after we are allowed to do such things again. Because smaller events is what we think.
When?
When is a difficult question, of course, but maybe
exactly when.
That's something we cannot answer right now. But what we can say is that smaller events will be more likely than bigger events in the near future or in the mid future. And once this is possible, we want to get back into just doing at least smaller events. Ironman tried to make us book some events for the summer, but we decided not to do anything so far because it's really unclear what we are actually able to do and not. They decided to try, or they tried to come up with Plan B dates. So if there's a race taking place before or in the spring or summertime, they tried to have a second race in place or a second date in place for October. And unless we don't have the clarity about what's going to happen, we are not taking the risks of already signing up for booth space right now because it's not really worth it. I mean, we better pay a higher price for the expo fee than just booking something right now, which we will never use.
Exactly. I mean, we were sort of listening to a news feed this morning, and we know your lockdown is bad as well. You know, we were hearing things today that things are not going to get moving until end of April, May time. So that end of April, May, and then you start planning. I think as we said a few days ago on the phone, we're looking at June and July again, same as we did last year.
Yeah. I fingers crossed for a big race in July. We really hope that Challenge Roth can take place. It's in the second half of the year. It's early July, so maybe this turns out to be one of the bigger races for 2021. But it's hard to say what's going to happen from now.
I'll tell you what we are going to do. No, I haven't told you this, and I have this is a total first. Our virtual 5K we ran back in December, I think. We're going to do another 2. So UK guys don't know yet, and there's Andy just coming online. And it's funny, Andy's just come online because what we want to do is, it's clear we've got some very fast guys, and he's just logged on. So if we put another 5K on tomorrow, no disrespect to anybody, Andy will probably whoop us all again. So we're going to turn the 5K, virtual 5K. Yeah, we don't want to give him more prizes. So we're going to retrospect the one we've just done, and we're going to turn it into a league. So everyone who competed in the virtual 5K number 1 in December, we're going to work out some points where they finished. We will do a second 5K, date to be confirmed. It will be February. And rather than have points, we're not going to give out prizes immediately because that's more stress on you to get prizes out. So we'll do points, and then we will do another 5K, I think, in April. That'll be 3 of them, and then maybe we'll come up with a series winner, and we'll do prizes that way. That way, the same guys don't get the prizes every time, which will be a little boring.
I mean, Andy would appreciate if we would do it the other way, but I think he would be fine as he has already won the first competition. Wasn't smoking fast. I can't remember it exactly,
Oh,
but it was an average on 3 minutes 20 per kilometer something.
it
Smoking
was damn
fast.
fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he deserved this prize. But I talked to
Oh, yeah.
Timo, our North Germany team captain, and he said he's also working on something that they can do over the next weeks and months. So there are some small events coming up in the near future, and I think that holds true for all the other territories more or less as well. So, I mean, we can race virtually, and there's nothing to do besides this. So look out for such events, I would say.
Yeah. That's all
And
we
Chris
can
is
do right
already
now.
hooked on.
Good afternoon.
Great, that's nice to know.
Yeah. That's a good idea. That's good job we've not talked about him too much already, isn't it?
Yep, true. So if you don't have any more questions, or is there anything which we forgot to mention?
What have we forgot to mention? I don't know. I think we're good.
I mean, we had now rough.
I think we're
We
good.
had, yeah, perfect. Maybe we should repeat this at
30
a
minutes.
later point in the year. Sorry,
I
Mark.
think the rest of the team captains should be interviewing you at. I think the rest of the team captains should be interviewing you at some point as well.
Oh, this would put me on a lot of stress, but I mean, if you give me time to prepare, I'm open for anything. No, but I think
Good lad.
we will get back into rhythm for those weekly or maybe bi-weekly calls. And this way we can just stay in touch a little bit more personally than just sending out emails. And as always, if there are questions, please keep them coming. I forgot to mention something really important. As I said, I was on the phone with the Zoot USA office yesterday, and we also talked about the Team Zoot gear, and everything is in line, everything is going smooth. The production is right now aimed to be finished with everything around mid-February and February. So we are looking into flying all the products in late February and having them shipped in early March.
Fantastic.
And something you brought up when we talked on the phone last week is that Tracy had been presented a huge bill or an unexpected bill when she imported apparel to your place. Of course, everybody knows Brexit happened, and we still need to do our homework and need to figure out if you would have to pay, I mean, every member in the United Kingdom, an extra bill when we ship products to you in early March. I talked to UPS today, and it looks like there is something we need to to work on in the next days. But thanks for pointing this out in the first place, Mark, because we want to make sure that if we ship products to you in March, we don't want to surprise you with a second bill containing some import duties or whatsoever, if we can avoid them.
Yeah, I mean, certainly some of the new team members for this year, I mean, dare I say it, they're probably going to spend quite a few euros. And UK import and tax is crazy.
Yeah, you mentioned already an important point about it, because there's a threshold of 135 British pounds where the tax liability turned from the seller to the buyer, or vice versa. I don't want to confuse anybody, and I don't want to say too much because I don't know how it works. I will figure it out, and we'll let everybody know once we know how it works.
Cool.
Okay.
We'd rather know sooner rather than later, yeah?
Yep, indeed. That will be the case. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining everybody else. I would say have a nice week. Keep on training and stay positive.
Have a good weekend.
You too. And see you tomorrow at the Zoot ride.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Manuel.
Bye-bye.